Have you ever heard the phrase, 1,000 will pass, but 2,000 will not arrive? For years, this was treated as superstition. Others thought it was referring to the Millennium bug, when we thought computers would stop in 2000. 1,000 will pass, but 2,000 will not arrive. A phrase said in whispers, spread like a forgotten prophecy. But was it just superstition? Let's take a trip back in time. It's the 90s. The internet is in its infancy. Computers become part of life. And a silent fear begins to grow, the so-called Millennium bug. For years, systems recorded dates like this. 99 corresponded to the year 1999, but what about 00? Would it go back to the year 1900, or would it go forward to the year 2000? No one was sure, and this could mean failures in banking systems, electrical networks, even airplanes during flight, among other problems related to computing and automation. And in the midst of all this, the phrase resurfaces. 1,000 will pass, but 2,000 will not arrive. Was it Nostradamus? Was it superstition? No one knew for sure, but the fear was real. Then the night of December 31st, 1999 arrived. The entire planet held its breath. 3, 2, 1, and nothing happened. The world goes on. The year 2000 bug was a scare that did not come true. The phrase became an urban legend, but at that turn of the century, for a moment, the world believed that everything could end. But what if this phrase hid a much greater mystery? What if it spoke about the return of Christ? Today you will understand why 2030 to 2033 may be one of the most prophetic periods in the history of humanity. In ancient Jewish culture, marriage took place in two stages. First, the official engagement. The couple was already legally committed. Second, after this commitment, the groom would go to his father's house to prepare the home for the bride. He could stay away for up to 2 years, building the house, organizing everything, and only then he would return, by surprise, to fetch the bride. And so the party began, and the marriage was consummated. Christ, our heavenly bridegroom, came into the world, made a commitment to the church, and went away to prepare a place for us. He said, I go to prepare a place for you, and I will come back, according to John chapter 14, verse 3. He was between 30 and 33 years old when he was crucified, and since then, we have been waiting for his return. If he left around 30 to 33 AD, after Christ, then we are less than 10 years away from completing 2,000 years since his departure, and that phrase resurfaces with power. 1,000 will pass, but 2,000 will not arrive. Could it be a prophetic warning in disguise? Christ spoke about the signs that precede his return, the beginning of sorrows, according to Matthew chapter 24, verses 3 through 29. Wars and rumors of wars, nations against nations, famine and earthquakes in various places. False prophets. The love of many will grow cold. The gospel will be preached to all nations. Note that it is not all people, but all nations. Knowledge will increase, according to Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. All of this has been happening for some years now. However, at the present time with artificial intelligence, we see this even more strongly, so much so that it is difficult to keep up with the news in this area because there is an innovation every day, and there is more. In Matthew 24, verses 15 through 21, Christ says, Therefore, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, the prophet, standing in the holy place, then there will be great tribulation, such as has not been since the beginning of the world until now, no, nor ever shall be. This verse indicates that the Great Tribulation begins when the abomination of desolation occurs, and that it is a type or unholy event in the temple, pointing to the Antichrist. In Daniel chapter 9, verse 27, it says, He will make a firm covenant with many for 1 week, and in the middle of the week he will cause sacrifice and offering to cease. This week is understood by many to be 7 years, and the Great Tribulation begins in the middle, that is, after 3.5 years, when the Antichrist breaks the covenant and desecrates the temple. So, if this begins around 2026, the end of the 7 years will be 2033. Coincidence? Or is the prophetic clock about to start over? Christ told the story of the 10 virgins. Half were ready, half were caught unprepared. The bridegroom came at midnight, without warning, and only those who had their lamps lit entered. I am not here to set dates, but the signs are screaming. The prophecy is before our eyes. The time is being fulfilled. Christ is coming back. The question is, will you be ready? Time is running out, but there is still hope, because the bridegroom is coming back.